Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ATA's GP2 division. We are live here at round number 6 of the championship. We're at the Monaco Grand Prix, and as you can see, it is a special one because we're in the night. The street lights are on, and everyone is driving around in the new feature, the F1 2017 Monaco in the night. My name is Mr. Michaels, and welcome to everyone to the broadcast, and this is going to be an interesting race. How many people are going to finish this? Bets are here right now as Lamikins is already retired from qualifying. How many people are even going to set a lap as fast part time goes wide in his corner? Craig Senna should be joining us very shortly. I hope he is. Just appeared online. It could be quite interesting as he has now joined the party actually, so there he is. Craig. Oh, and Ryan's out. Oh my god.
Hello. How much
This is a good start. Craig, you're late.
Yeah, so I've just got back from the Chinese.
Okay, fair enough. You got stuff in your face. Never mind. You're forgiven.
I will be. I will be when I get a chance.
Okay.
I'll dish it all out first. Right, how much have I missed anyway? What's going on?
About a couple of minutes qualifying, that's it.
And did I hear that Ryan's out already?
2 people are out already in qualifying, and I can see here G's are not having the best time either. A good start. But anyway, welcome guys to the GP2 division. Craig, I'm going to invite you to the game if I can.
Oh no, just what is it on invite only?
On friends only.
Ah. You should be able to invite me now.
Oh no, I've locked it down to 15. Oh, sugar.
Oh, you didn't.
I did.
Why did you lock it down to 15?
Sorry Craig.
That's alright.
Sorry man. Right, anyway, welcome to the... welcome to the
My
race.
fault being late anyway, so don't worry.
Don't worry about it. So welcome to the GP2 division around Monaco. Bloodlines has indeed set the provisional pole position of 112.5. He's actually leading the championship after an intriguing, not dramatic, but intriguing race in Spain. He leads the championship with 81 points. Frantic is second on 74. Gravedigger has moved up to third on 49, and that's your top 3 at the moment. However, Jenkins has retired in the Sauber. I'm going to finish because he's one of my drivers now. But yeah, this could be survival of the fittest this week. Many people are desperate to just get this race out of the way before we move on to the next one, which indeed will be Canada actually, so that could be quite interesting. As Master Krog is currently coming around on his lap. Oh, and he spun it round the Raskas corner. Oh goodness. And he's going to go into the pits ready for a retry. Is there anybody on the lap at the moment? Bloodlines with a interesting gearbox there, as you could hear. Right, so Gravedigger's on... No, he's not on a lap. Alright, so let's have a look at the current positions. As I can still hear Craig with his plate in the background. So Floodlines is currently on pole position on the 112.5. HLD is second on the 112.9, so that's pretty interesting. He's doing good. 13.1 for Balltail. HLG did his on the super soft tyres, so there's time there for him. 13.2 for Gravedigger. And you got a 16.4 for Bart. And those are the only ones that have set a lap so far. As Bossman in the McLaren is just coming around on his lap at the moment. I believe he's on an out lap. 6 minutes to go. Well, at least it's dry for the time being. Now, just as an update for you guys, hopefully, by the time me and Craig Senna broadcast next week, we'll be able to see a brand new look to the spectator cam. Yes, there's another patch coming out for F1 2017, which has fixing a few problems with the game, but also adding a sports package, which includes an updated spectator cam, which, well, you will see momentarily. I think we may, when it initially comes out, we may do like a feature on what basically you're going to see, because that would be good, because I want to have a look actually. As Matty GB is currently banging off the walls at the moment in the Williams. Had a fantastic performance in Spain last week, grabbing a 3rd place in only his 2nd Grand Prix. So let's see what he can do this week. He currently has his teammate on some good pace. Let's see if he can get up to there. So he goes into turn 1, flips the apex in the front. He's got a Force India bar in front of him. It gets out the way very nicely. Well done to the Force India. As he now comes into the casino section. One of the more difficult segs, and oh, and he did turn in too early. He did. He's a very lucky boy, because that could have been him out of qualifying. So he's got to regroup himself and go for another go. It is so easy now with the cars wider, so the track feels narrower. It's just incredibly easy. Turn in too early, turn in too late, and damage around here is a big thing as well. So another thing you will see hopefully by next week, or maybe you'll see tomorrow in the F1 division, is the qualifying apparently is going to be fixed, we hope. Codemasters, the game creators, have said that they would, so we can, you basically can see the top right corner. It's been annoying the last few weeks trying to go by that and by the race director, so hopefully that will be fixed. Plus hopefully we'll see full qualifying back again with everyone, so we shall see. Joran is currently on a lap, I believe. He's currently P5 apparently, but I don't believe that is true. He's had a respectable start to this. Oh, he made contact with the wall. He's had a respectable start to the season, 18 points so far. I believe his best was 6th, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, it was 6th in China, although only 7 people finished. So he can still be around. I believe he's just finished a lap, but there's definitely more time there. Master Krog, 1:11.2. Where has that pace come from? I'm trying not to sound too surprised, but 11.2, that is fantastic lap. That is brilliant stuff. He's absolutely laid down a marker for probably Floodlines and maybe HLG. Where is HLG actually? He's on the Ultra Soul, so he'll be coming out very soon. Well, there he is. He's coming out now. Let's have a look at Floodlines. Back to this camera angle now. As we got 2.5 minutes to go. There is a potential, obviously, for a very few amount of people to be finished in the race. Safety car, actually, more to the point, has been turned off for this race because we found a problem in Russia, which unfortunately we weren't able to finish the race. Fix this when the date comes out, but for the time being, it has been turned off so we can actually get the race done. So Floodlines, let's see what he can do. He builds himself up for the lap now. Let's see if we can find a board for him as he crosses the line now. So he goes into turn 1, 4th gear, clips the first apex very nicely as he climbs up the hill towards Casino. You've got to sort of hold the speed round, but don't turn in too early. Bulltail's retired. Might be a crash or something else. There's a nice lock-up of brakes and Floodlines, gets the car turned in very nicely. Down into the heaven, down to 29 miles an hour. It's the slowest corner in F1. And as he flies through, up into 3rd gear. Had to take it down to 2nd just to get the turn in right. As he now comes into the tunnel. Even the tunnel, you've got to be careful, especially in the wet. As a part-time also retires. People trying to improve their time. It goes into the chicane. Master Krog gets out the way very nicely. The rival for this pole position. As we turn in too early there. The pole position might be gone. He's a very lucky boy actually. I didn't think he got any damage, so he might be able to go again. Floodlines, well, that looks a pretty good lap. It's well, interesting, he passed Master Krog. and then that was it. HLG, meantime, has got 40 seconds to get round in time. This could be quite interesting. I don't think he's... No, he's definitely not on a lap, unless that's lag, just pushing his car around. But he'll be very hard pushed to get back round in time. Frantique, meantime, has not set a lap, and he's cut the chicane. And I still don't think... No. I think his qualifying's over. Yes, it is. Frantique is retired. He has not set a lap. And that's going to put him way back. HLG, meantime, is just going to get across the line to start his lap. It is indeed. That was very, very close. I mean, currently he is in a good position, actually, on the super softs. If I remember right, he could still be in top 5, but again, it says 7th, but that's not true, obviously. As he goes around the lap, ooh, Casino was quite nice there. As he goes forward a little bit wide, I think he turned a little bit early, clipped the wall again. It's a little bit rusty, goes around the hairpin, had to sort of ease off, otherwise he's going to go into the wall there. Doesn't seem as fast paced as what Floodlines could do, but he goes into the tunnel. I'm wondering if he can actually beat his lap sets on the super soft as he goes down into the chicane now and keeps it in third gear quite interestingly. Goes down to second, I guess, to get the power out the corner, then goes into the most trickiest section on the track. Oh, does that nice bit, clips the wall on the outside. Lucky enough to go scrape away from damage. He goes into Raskaus. Oh, he had to brake so late. This is not the best lap, but let's see whether this improves in lap time or position. There's 4th, and qualifying is actually over, and it does put him 4th. Did he improve his time from the super softs? That would be a good question. But it is Master Krog with an 11.2, half a second quicker than Bulltail, who managed to get in second place. Floodlines is third, just ahead of HLG, who did improve his lap time, only just, to get into 4th place. Grayddigger 5th, Maddie 6th, Bossman 7th, and Bart in 8th. Part-time, Skyline, Frantique, Lamikins, Joran, and Hobo, all crashing out in qualifying. So there you go. Master Krog, I believe that is his 2nd pole position of the season. Yeah, very, very good lap time there. But pole in Monaco is one thing, finishing the race is quite another. Let's hope for a good race now, as we're going to be set for the race to begin. It is indeed a dry race, thank goodness. Everyone else will be thinking that as we get up. Master Krog has had a up and down season so far, only on 31 points, but a win here, if he can finish, obviously, in that first position, will be massive for his championship. He can move himself into the top 3, potentially, behind Frantique. And Frantique has a lot of work to do. He did not set a lap time in Monaco, but obviously he can be starting in 15 and still win the race. It's just that kind of track is going to be that kind of race. But he definitely has a lot of work to do. Could get himself into trouble with the first few laps. But Floodlines is in a good position. Hope has, in fact, readied up. He is in the party, so Ryan's readied up now. So we're going to be all set for the Monaco Grand Prix, round 6 of the title. Anything can happen. People can get their first wins, their first points, their first podiums. Absolutely anything can happen in this race. But we're ready to bring you it live for the, I believe it's the first Monaco Night race on this game, since we've gone on to this game anyway. But let's go for 5 red lights for the Monaco Grand Prix, round number 6 of the championship. And the lights out, and away we go. There's a Sauber not moving. Might have been Hober actually at the start. And Mercedes gone right around the outside of Master Krog. He's taking the lead. That was, what was that? That was Bulltail. Bulltail went flying on the outside. And let's see if we... Again, there's no track map, so we can't see whether there was any mishaps into the final corner. But Hobo, a bit slow off the marks. He's got Bart behind, but everyone else is still running. There's no contact as they go into the hairpin now. The Constantino effect starts to begin. A very interesting start right there. Master Krog, well, got a decent start, but it was Bulltail. Absolutely flew right round the outside of him and takes the lead away. But again, it's a long way to go. 39 laps in this race. This is going to be tiring. And there's a Ferrari of Gravedigger putting the McLaren. Floodline's under pressure. There's yellow flags already. Don't think nobody's retired, but there was yellow flags already. Back there. Let's have a look and see who that could possibly is. Maddie, he's lost his front wing. So we've already had our first casualty. The lucky boy to still in the race as Bulltail sets the early fastest lap of an 18.0. Frantique's had a good start. He's up to 7th place. We've got Joran in the pits. Bossman in the pits. Part-time is... has he got damage? Yes, he does. Decide to go into the pits as well. Wow, this is definitely going to be survival of the fittest race. As Master Krog, even though he's lost the lead, has pressurising Bulltail as they go through the hairpin once again. By them with a drop back as HLG was very lucky getting near to the wall. So we're now into Skyline up into 6th place. So of course Skyline and Frantique did not set a lap time. Skyline because he crashed, and Frantique because he didn't set a lap time. So, but again, because of some mishaps and some mistakes, as Bart has now lost his front wing in the Force India. And he moved him up into 8th place. Got to be careful though, just quickly, but carefully makes his way back in the pits. Maddie, despite breaking his front wing, is in 9th place. So that's anything going to happen with this. Floodlines now sets the fastest lap, and I believe it's passed. Yes, he has. Because where's Bulltail? Bulltail, has he lost his front wing? I think he has. Or has he just got damage? Proper camera plate. No, Krogger's gone. Where's Krog gone? Krogger's entered the pits. He might have had some damage already, but that's unfortunate for him. I completely missed that. So Krog is now out of this battle here. So we're down to 4 in this lead group. Frantique has made his way past Ryan. Ryan may have made a mistake. But yeah, frantic stuff already. My throat is starting to get a little bit dry. There's going to be fast and frantic stuff, action all over the place. There may be quite a few things I miss as well. So, bear with me. It's HLG. HLG's out. No, and he's he's mounted his wheel. Oh wow, what a an epic finish to HLG's race. Well, last season he did a barrel roll in Monaco. This season, he says, well. Goodness me, let me get him into the party actually. That was brilliant. So last season he did a barrel roll in the race, and this season he's mounted his own wheel. Goodness me. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. There he is. Put it next to your name, HLG, because that was an interesting end to your race there. Unfortunate, obviously, because you led the lead group. But on my screen, you just mounted one of your own wheels. It just came off and you just landed on top of it.
Well, I basically scraped the barrier and trying to cut it as close as I could to make up time, and well, yeah, my car just mounted the wheel as you said, and that was it.
It definitely was unfortunate. You definitely were unfortunate. You were in this lead group that is pulled away from everyone else who's had problems. But did you see what happened to Master Krog? I missed what happened there.
From the information that I have, apparently the guy that's in the lead now, Bulltail, seemed to cut him up.
Oh, okay.
And as far as I'm aware, he now has front wing damage, like quite badly in that Nelsa. So.
Wow, so
yeah, that's pretty much the situation.
Yeah, that'll be something the stewards can have a look at, but my throat's already starting to become dry. It's absolutely brilliant. Master Krog sets the fastest up 14.3, trying to recover his position from that as we've got yellow flags flying. Is that Hobo? He's already a lap down, so we got, I think it's Bart possibly, he's having some troubles, but at least they're still racing at the moment. It's not a dig at you, HRG, don't worry about that. It's just...
It's fine.
That was quite interesting. Interesting how you did a barrel roll last season in this race, and then this season you mount your own wheel, so
Yeah.
do things to your car.
Small mistakes.
Bulltail, as you said, HRG, actually, as Bart has retired from the race, yeah, he's gone. That is a crash there. You can see his car is buried into the walls at Raskas, and we are now down to 10, I believe. I believe that is true. I think that... No, we're down to 11. Down to 11, so one more and then everyone will score points. If they finish, that is.
Yeah, still plenty of the race left for them to crash out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Bulltail, as you said, with that wing damage, is really, really slow. And Floodlines is just looking every way which possible. And part-time has gone as well. So we are now down to 10. Well, let's see. Who is going to finish this race? It's just whistling.
I hope somebody will.
Bossman's gone.
As Bossman's retired, this...
Oh, goodness me.
I started the train, ladies and gentlemen.
You did indeed. You did indeed. If you want to invite part-time, might as well get him involved. Yeah, that is another car. I can hear it. And where is that? Where is it? Oh, that. Whoa, he's in the middle of the road. Wow, okay. I'd love to know how that helped.
I fucking hate Monaco.
Next to your name, mind the language, please.
Monaco. I don't care. It's fucking Monaco.
Oh, Dom.
Right, Dom, at least
I
you might your own
tapped
wheel.
a wall and I killed the car.
I did the same thing. I mounted the wheel at the same time. It's small mistakes.
Literally, I had that line perfect every time in quali and practice. I know the line inside and out.
Oh, Floodlines, he's on the outside of Bulltail. Sorry to got across you. But this battle for the lead is...
Apparently, from what I have heard in the lobby, Bulltail doesn't have the white, and Floodlines and Gravedigger are having a real hassle with him.
Yes, he is very defensive in his position. I think he's got half his front wing missing from what I can see, but it's absolutely hampering. Look, and he's defending heavily on the inside, but moves back across actually, which is a bit interesting, a bit rude.
His lines is like
very aggressive driving from Bulltail. We might have to be very careful because I'm definitely watching it. I know he's got damaged front wing and...
Yeah, he's missing an end plate section on the right hand side. That's what's losing him the downforce.
And I know he's got the downforce.
Oh,
he does. Yeah, he does. Going into the pits. Floodlines is going to breathe a sigh of relief there.
So that now releases Floodlines, Gravedigger, and
Frantique, who's moved his way into third place from the back of the grid. That's ridiculous.
He was in fourth until I crashed. In fact.
Yes, indeed. So who is in fourth? That is actually Skyline, who is moved his way into fourth place. Is going around.
Who killed himself in qualifying?
Yeah. Mastercog is fifth. Bulltail is now pitted to going onto the soft tyres, so that could get him to the end.
No, that will get him to the end.
Yeah, so...
He'll get him to an end as long as he doesn't make a mistake. He'll do more damage to the car.
Essentially, Monaco's a one-stop
Hobo's got no front wing.
track.
No.
Oh, Rip Hobo.
But we
Yeah, I've noticed
are,
when
I believe, down to 9 drivers left. So if you finish, you get points. Come on, Hobo. Let's finish. I told him to finish. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, because Bossman was the last person, and he's in the pits now. Hobo Jenkins is.
Just finish the race, Hobo. Come on.
Matty GB's already made 2 pit stops, so he's obviously had another tap with the wall.
Yeah, my teammate has not had a... He started 2 positions behind me and well, I mean, he survived, which is better than I've done, but seems to be having issues as well.
As Frantique's actually closing up to the behind of Gravedigger, who's actually my teammate, which is not going to be a good thing. We want Gravedigger to be ahead of Frantique. Totally no bias in that.
Masterclog has made his way past Skyline off the camera, so he's now into 4th place, definitely trying to recover his position from where he was. He's now ahead of Bulltail, interestingly, so if them two did have a coming together, that could be quite interesting by the end of it, but I do think Master God does need to pit again because he went on to another set of ultras. The Floodline's now obviously been released with Bulltail into the pits. It's absolutely flown up the road, so he's getting on with it.
Yeah, he's absolutely just left Gravedigger.
Oh.
Oh, his Frantic got a bit of a slide there. Dropped back from Gravedigger as Gravedigger is still trying to close down Floodlines, who he wasn't actually that far behind to start with, but since Floodlines have been in clear air, he's just appeared from Gravedigger and Frantikia.
Oh, man got so close to
I
the
think
ball, he
Frantic
actually went over
did-
the cameraman.
I think he actually got a bit of front wing damage, or he may just be coming in for tyres.
Yeah, front wing
no, it's a
damage.
front wing.
Oh well, wow. He's always had an interesting start to the event. Obviously not setting the lap in qualifying. Soft tyres to the end. That could be an interesting thing. It's going to come up behind Bulltail.
Who was already
Yeah,
behind it before he made his pit stop.
Mhm.
So the question
come
is,
out. Nice.
can Bulltail manage to keep the soft tiles going quite good and possibly even come out first?
Potentially, but Floodlines is definitely flying at the moment. So if Floodlines keeps on setting the fast laps, he'll get the gap in front. Problem is, when you start pushing, that's when the mistakes come in this track. So
Hence how I died.
yeah,
Yeah,
be
that's
careful.
how I died as well.
Ooh,
Floodlines had a
we got a
big
bit of a
sideways
twitch coming at
moment.
the swim pool. He almost entered it into the wall. From what I can tell on the party as well, before I came into the comms booth, that quite a few drivers were struggling with the last couple of times. His Gravediggers actually jumped into the pits.
Yeah, quite a few people. She's gone on to the Super Softs. Will they last? That's a good question.
Well, the Super Softs can go for about 57 laps, from what I saw on the UI, from when you're selecting the tiles.
How many
That's a
laps?
full race distance, but 57, but that was a full race distance, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's a full race. So half that.
Ooh, that was a bit of a dangerous move as he came right out in front of Butel, I think that was. It was actually.
Yeah, it
came
is.
straight out in front of Butel on the racing line, so that may be something that the stewards may even
Record
have to
that.
look at.
Record that if you can. Because I just completely missed that once again. So Bulltail's
Sorry, I
going
did
to
forget
have.
that.
So Bulltail is going to find himself frustrated by the looks of it behind Gravedigger, unless Gravedigger can get some pace on the Super Softs. He should be able to pull away. We shall see. So let's have a look at this. So Joan is now back out the pits yet again. On lap 11 of this race. Go on, Hobo. Still going round. What you need to do.
Stop being biased to a Sauber driver, for God's sake.
I want him to finish. But it's the points. Krog has moved his way into 2nd place now. Obviously quite some way behind Bloodlines. Right into 3rd. So there's the Bulltail and Gravedigger. And Gravedigger's actually pulled a couple of lengths since I was last on him. He's
Yeah,
now-
you've got to remember Gravedigger's also on a softer set of tyres compared to Butel.
Mhm. It's just occurred to me. If you put it on midnight and it still rain, I know that sounds silly, but
Potentially, I don't know. We've never had this scenario before racing Monaco at night, so it's a new one on me. As Gravedigger goes a little bit wide at the hairpin, but does keep the place.
oh, Bulltail did touch the wall on the outside though, so it didn't get any damage, but
Did have a big, massive twitch though.
it might be a little bit frustrating seeing a Ferrari in front of him.
Bloodlines is pitting.
It's indeed race leader, championship leader, no less, into the pits. Going on to Super Softs. Interestingly, so that now puts.
Ooh, his Gravedigger got us a bit of a sideways movement coming from through to back.
So now
Still kept the place.
Yeah, so that now puts Master Krog into the lead. Remember, he did actually pit.
I think Floodlines is going to have the DRS on him as he's going to try and make a move, but I think he's just a little bit too far back.
Oh, and Floodlines managed to
barely
get out.
comes out in front of Skyline.
Yeah, only just. The Floodline's in a very good position at the moment. Obviously, he's got Krog in front of him, but Krog has already pitted and does need to again. The Floodline's in good control at the moment, but still a long way to go. Not even halfway in this race.
Now the question is, once Gravedigger and Patel catch the back of Skyline, is Skyline going to hold them up, or will he just try and let them through as much as he can? Mind you,
It's a
it
good
could still be
question.
for position anyway.
It'd still be for position. It's a very good question. It depends, because this track is very hard to move over for people, especially with these wider cars. So I think he would lose more time letting him pass than just driving the track.
It does look pretty good, this track, doesn't it? It does make a
It
difference
makes-
with
it
the...
looks-
definitely that makes a difference with the night. I do think both of you would agree it's much better watching the race rather than racing in it.
Yes.
Yes.
But you just need to remember one thing, Michael. You and Craig have this race to do tomorrow for the F1 division. So let's hope it's a better race than it has been for us fucking F2 drivers, or GP2 drivers.
I mean,
Hopefully we'll have
spe-
some intense battles.
I mean, spectating for me has actually been quite good. I mean, the moment of the race for me was Bulltail's start, flying right round the outside of Krog and in turn one. That was ridiculously good.
Does this mean you didn't catch me and Gravedigger side by side?
Yeah, I did miss that.
You.
You also missed
Ah.
Matt outside. I went right round outside the boss man and I was like, started on the inside and moved to the middle, slotted between two cars and went round
Well, to be
outside
fair,
the boss man.
I do have to look at the leader because I'm the only one watching, or was at the time, so apologies.
Well, that's
Yeah, I wish I'd
due to the
recorded
lack
it
of
now.
Craig Senna not being...
You may see it in the back. Well, he is there. He's just having dinner apparently.
Oh,
Um,
Hobo Jenkins letting people past.
yeah, I think he's taking my words very seriously. He's only
also got
driving at half speed.
He's also got a bit of front wing damage and he also threw it away at the turn one at Sandra.
Oh my word! Oh my word! Fifth, fourth, and third. Oh goodness. Ryan
Yeah, they're
is on
very,
another
very
train.
close.
There's a party back here. Oh goodness me. And Bulltail's looking every which way now. I think Gravedigger's doing the same as well. We have one viewer. Yes. Hello viewer. Can't see who it is. Never mind. And Gravedigger now could have a run on the skyline into the tunnel. Ooh. Oh, and Gravedigger.
Gravedigger does touch the barrier.
He did. He hit the bump that has sent many a driver flying off to the wall, including Sergio Perez, and I believe Nico Rosberg as well. So he's hit that bump outside the tunnel. Let's be trying to find a way past Ryan.
David Coulthard in his final season did it as well in spectacular fashion. And Jenson
Gravedigger
Button
running a
in
bit
2003.
wide and then getting sliding as well. Oh.
And
That's
that's
great.
what
Let
I
them
was going to do,
pass.
just let them past.
Oh. Okay. Interesting little tactic there, Ryan. Although to be fair, it's not a bad one.
Yeah, he's not really racing them for this position at this point. He hasn't pitted yet, I don't believe. So
No, he hasn't. So
I think if
meantime,
he
and
can
all
just
that,
follow them,
Floodlines
he's
did
still
set
fine.
the fastest lap of a 14.2. So definitely in very good position right now.
Gravedigger very nearly hitting the wall around the hairpin.
Frog still
Yes, he has
leads the race.
Yeah, Gravedigger has Battelle crawling all over the back of him. Not giving an inch as he's thought he was going to try and make a move there. Battelle was down at the chicane out the tunnel.
So instantly, Frantic, who has pitted, has caught up to Ryan, who has not. As Gravedigger, oof, that was incredibly lucky pull. nearly lost it altogether. Just straight lined it by the looks of it. Didn't even turn it. Oh, nice camera. Straight up of the sky. Thank you very much. As Ryan, I believe, has pitted. Yes, he has.
Yeah, you can visibly see now that Frantic is a heck of a lot closer between these two.
Oh,
Gravedigger
Boots Hell's
was a little
very
bit
close
wide
to
at the centre
Gravedigger
of
for
it.
the first turn.
The drag race up the hill.
I know Gravedigger's very good up here. This is where me and him were side by side consistently. It was very, very close. But Boots
Oh,
Hell's looking at
Portel
him on the
though.
inside
Oh, that's
here.
nice. That's nice.
Look at the
nice
mirror ball.
move. Oh, a little bit of a
Takes him
squeeze on
round
the
the
outside, but
outside.
he's through. Nice and
Oh,
Frantic.
Frantic
putting
takes
another
it
Frantic
also
on the inside
lunging,
as well.
lunging.
Oh,
No,
they both look
no.
at each other.
Oh my word. Oh.
Oh, and Gravedigger's lost his front wing as well from that move.
That
You
is
could
such
see
a
what
shame.
Frantic was trying to do, but it just did not come off for him at all.
It's also not a very good place to do it. But
You can't do it with
It was
these cars
brave.
anymore, can you?
No.
no, they're just too wide.
Yeah.
It looks like they both may have some wing damage.
Yeah, they both lost the front wings.
And they're
Or a
both
chunk off them anyway.
They both seem to be arguing with each other because Gravedigger's not letting Frantic through, and they're both rushing to get back to the pits. By the looks of this. Yeah, Frantic's not pitting.
Continuing.
So does Frantic not have any front wing damage then?
For me, he
does,
still
but I don't
hasn't
feel
got
in-
his front wing. I think he might have a little bit, but not.
Yeah, he's
I
got a
don't
little bit
think
on his.
he's missing.
He's got a tiny bit on his right, but it's you can go around in it. It's just will affect his downforce just that little bit. But what a
Right
shame
then,
for
I think he's got
Gravedigger.
a little bit of understeer there.
Yeah, Gravedigger comes back out in 6th place at the moment in fresh air and has went on to
Down
softs.
ahead of him.
That is such a shame for Gravedigger. Fair move, I guess, from Bulltail. A little bit of contact with it, but fair move. Got on the inside, got a better run. Gravedigger giving him the space, and then obviously Frantic saw that Gravedigger lost the momentum and lunged up on the inside of the hairpin. But you could do that before, and
But not now.
I guess just. But in these cars, no, it doesn't happen. And when the cars lock together, it's just not going to work at all. And unfortunately, Gravedigger is the unfortunate victim.
Yeah, there was unfortunately nothing that Gravedigger could have done as soon as Frantic was up the inside of him.
Right, so let's take a little bit of stock now. So, Floodlines now leads the race with still 20 laps to go. So, yeah, we're just about halfway now. Wait,
We're over halfway.
over halfway. Halfway would have been...
Oh, you working that one out? No, where?
That is halfway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just it literally did like 1920 is halfway. Yeah, this is about halfway.
There we go. Me and my maths. So we are halfway in this race, so Floodlines leads the way. Not Hobo Jenkins, backwards, wrong way. Over Master Krog now, is in 2nd place, who's made his pit stop. So Master Krog has actually had a very decent recovery considering he was battling for the lead with Bulltail. And he's got Hobo, interestingly, not getting off the racing line. Should be okay now. Yeah, Hobo not getting off the racing line there. Even though, oh,
Looks like Hobo is lagging quite a lot though. So
yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
he's
that's a
been
very
visible.
bad lag.
Did that
Right.
to me earlier. I was quite a ways behind him, then all of a sudden he just appeared in front of me as a ghost, and I was like, whoa.
That's a good lad, but Krog, anyway, he's 12. Well, he's keeping a 12-second gap to Floodlines, so I don't think he'll catch him back up, but you never know. Krog definitely has shown the pace already, so we'll see. So he's in 2nd. Bulltail into 3rd place. He'll definitely get to the end on those soft tyres. I guess 3rd will do for him. Frantic obviously started at the back, moved his way into 4th. 5th place is IGG Skyline. Gravedigger is in 6th after that unfortunate coming together there. Matty GB. Oh,
No,
and Ryan
Skyline's
is out. Ryan is out.
Oh.
Oh,
well.
boys. Where's he done? Oh, that is in Casino. Halfway and at Casino. and he's out of the race. Well, we're now down to, I believe it's 8. I believe it's 8. Yeah, I believe so. So
Yep.
Matty GB moves his way into 6th place after that. Joran is now in 7th. Is actually catching Matty, I believe. Yeah, they're on the same lap, so there we go. Hello, Ryan.
There's too much talking in that party. People are getting put off.
Did you say then to be quiet?
No, because I was too busy concentrating to even stay shut up.
Just having to be mentioned, but unfortunate, Ryan. Looks like you're going to be doing some betting tonight. Anyone?
That's a terrible joke. That was a terrible joke. No,
Aw.
no.
Oh,
Right.
because I crashed in the
may have-
casino. Right.
Yeah.
Funny.
Oh, there we go.
Ha 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 ha. You get 10 out of 10 for effort though, but conviction was lacking. Just like
Ryan.
Brighton Hove Albion Seaton.
Not talk about football here. Especially, but
Ah.
so we've had three drivers who in this race, in this party now, that have gone out in 3 different ways. HLG mounting his wheel, one of his own wheels. Fast part-time blocking the road with his Ferrari, which only had 2 wheels by the looks of it. And
one.
Brian crashing a casino. So it just shows, guys, doesn't it? Monaco is just one of those races.
Yeah, well, because
Are you glad you finished, actually?
His flights, so. Well, Skyline had to
I mean, I'm
cash
glad
out and
I'm
catch
out.
his
'Cause
flight,
there's no
hence why.
pressure. What? It would have been nice to keep going, considering I had the pace.
Crumbs.
But nah.
To be honest, to some extent, I'm happy I'm not in that race anymore because, like, there was a lot of complaining about drivers, like Boutel blocking people when he had only half a front wing, and people saying that he shouldn't really have done what he was doing. And then you got Frantique that just wiped out Gravedigger somehow, apparently, as well.
He did.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
He
necessarily put it
absolutely
wiped
wiped him
out.
out.
I wouldn't have
Well, he
said
wiped
wiped
him
out, no. It was an optimistic move, to say the least, which never
It was
would have worked.
very ambitious. It was
Yeah.
very ambitious.
He tried
when
to
went
follow
for that
Boutel
move.
through, and it didn't quite work. That's the way I would put it.
The problem is, though, like, one thing I noticed with this track is there's only really one place you can overtake people, maybe 2 places you can overtake people. Other than that, this track is just crap.
It is.
You left,
Overtaking is
Dom.
not very good.
Yes, I have, because I'm not going to watch the race. I'm going to go play some FIFA.
I'm gonna go get food in a minute, so I will have to leave you to it as well. So,
Well,
Okay.
but just before I
me and
go,
Skyline. Oh, okay.
no, just before I go, I would like to point out to you, Michael, in case you haven't spotted, Master Krog has closed the gap to Floodlines a little bit.
Yes,
Still
he's
a
got it down to
10-second gap, though.
10.3. It's only a little bit, though.
Yeah, but he could gain more. Just to point it out.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on it. Thank you.
Well, to the people that are watching now, just tune in tomorrow at 7 for me and HLG's commentary of F1 at 7 o'clock.
Maybe with a new spectator hub. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe, potentially
Maybe.
with a new spectator hub, so hopefully me and HLG are the ones that are going to use the new spectator hub.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, anyway, I'll catch you later.
So that, dude.
Is it something that you need me to join the party, Ryan, when this race is finished, or you handle it?
No, I need to. I'm gonna take a look at clips. Cause I've got about 5 clips I want to look at how bad it really is, and then if people need to be spoken to, they'll be spoken to individually, because it is Monaco. Accidents are gonna happen,
Mhm.
but you know, I think some people do need talking to, just to say, look, you know, you're not gonna win the championship at Monaco. Don't.
No, there's still we're at round 6 of a potential 25 race season. If you add the short tracks in it, obviously. Which
I'm not
we
doing the
still
short
need to
tracks.
You know. Oh, there you go. There's confirmation now. Exclusive. Not doing the short tracks. There you go. So yeah, it's a 19
But
race season
the thing
regardless.
is, like, you don't even have to look at it that way. That it's, you know, round 6. One way you can look at it is it's just one round.
Indeed.
It's one round
Um,
out of 20. You know, you're not gonna win. Like, it's just.
Yes, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's one of those things that happens. And Master Clog is actually in the pits. There's HLG saying he was going to catch Floodlines, potentially, and he is in the pits. I believe with front wing damage, yes he is. So, is he going to lose the podium to Frantique? Yes he does. So Frantique moves himself onto the podium. I will say my opinions, by the way, Ryan, on it after this race is finished. But, because I did get clear views on pretty much everything. As Gravedigger has also got some damage, I believe. So people are just struggling to get to the end of this race now. We're still 15 laps to go. Still have quite a few left. Closest battle on track is actually between Joan and Matty GB. Matty GB, I think, believes has made a mistake. He's got damage as well. Oof. Goodness me, I'm almost to be glad for this race is done, as Matty pits from 7th place. We do actually have 8 drivers remaining in this race. Is Hobo going round really slowly? Was that just...
Pretty much.
Yes. I think he's taken my words to heart pretty much. I said for him to finish. I didn't mean like this, but never mind. Yes, points I guess, as long as he stays out of trouble.
Even though he's going around slow as hell, like, you know, you got to look at it this way. He's 8th.
Yeah, he gets 4 points if he finishes. Of course, if he finishes. They've got to finish it.
Well, to be fair, all we have to really do is do like 70% of the race, which is like what, like 31 or 32 or something.
It's just one of those Monaco, isn't it? People should have expected, or should expect it to be one of those tracks. I know a lot of people, especially myself or tomorrow, are expecting interesting things to happen. I probably might not finish. It's just the way Monaco is for me. I haven't done
Monaco's just so AIDS, man.
Yeah, I haven't done a complete online session in which I haven't damaged my car in any way in qualifying or race, so this is one of those. But the reason we do have Monaco on here is we could get unexpected results. This one, not really unexpected, but still, you could still get some points. I mean, Joran is on for 6th, or Matty's actually on. What? What's that?
The reason why we're doing freaking Monaco is because it's on the fucking calendar. There's no reason for it.
I know.
Even though next season, by the look of it, I'm going to have to reduce the calendar for next season, and I guarantee one track that's going to be taken off it is Monaco, because no one likes it. Yeah, it throws up there's only like so many weeks in the year, dude. And we won't have enough time to do 2 full seasons, I don't think.
Depends when the next game is released.
I know, but fucking Cody's feel like it by the sound of it half the time.
Yeah, indeed. And I think, almost on past experiences, I think we should carry on with this game until we know the next one's ready. Yeah,
the problem is, though, people won't want to come back onto an old game, like, once the new ones come out. Like, if it's anything like me, like, I deleted F1 2016 the day before 2017 came out. Deleted it, got rid of it, never to see it again.
let's have a look at this. So, the only interesting battle I can see potentially brewing is for 3rd place, because Krog is still desperate. He goes flying into the wall with no damage, but just scrapes it. Master Krog is desperate, it seems, to get a podium. He's strapped on a bit of Ultra Softs. I sound wrong. He's put some Ultra Softs on, and he's flying really fast. Actually, going faster than the leader. He's flying up to the back of Frantique, who is now only 6 in the behind and is struggling with front wing damage, so it's potentially for 3rd. The top 2 seem safe enough as long as they still finish. Interestingly, Balltail Yeah, Bulltail has come out, or is now behind Gravedigger to put a lap on him. So that could be quite interesting. I hope that, well, it should end nicely. Gravedigger to get out of the racing line. He's in 5th place, obviously. Yeah, he's done that very nicely. That's okay. Let's see where Krog went up to the Salvo of Hobo, who is literally going around at half speed at the moment. But points are rewarded for those that do that tactic. So he stays off the racing line again. Master Krog, he does. Very nice. Let's see, is Master Krog catching Frantique? He is. Looks like by a second a lap. So I welcome the now 3 viewers to ATA. Welcome to you. Obviously, I can't see the chat because I don't have it on the screen, so I can't see who it is. But welcome to you. Obviously, if you're new to ATA, we are constantly on the lookout for new drivers. So if you are interested, then message either IGG Skyline or BR Mr. Michaels on Xbox, saying that you're interested, and we'll see what you can do to get you involved in the league. It's no assists, so you can use any assist you want, apart from obviously pit assist and braking assist. And basically, it's Thursdays at 7 PM or Fridays at 7 PM, depending on what division you are in pace. So if you want to be involved, let us know. As Frantica has actually lost it into the wall, and Krog was looking for the inside line, has actually tapped him round. No, Frantic has actually slid round into the pits. The Frantic, we've obviously made that mistake with the damage, and he's decided to pit. So Master Krog does get on the podium, as long as he stays there. So Frantic, wow, Frantic's been in the wars. 4th place now. Is he going to? Yeah, he's definitely going to keep 4th place. Gravedigger, interestingly, after being lapped by Bulltail, is now sticking to the back of him. So, it's a thing of what might have been for Gravedigger, I suppose. As Hobo Jenkins has actually left. No! 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 Lap 29, and he's not going to score points. Oh well. Next week for him. And he continued going round in 6th place. We've got 9 laps to go in this. Still quite a way to go. As Floodlines now holds a 27-second lead over Bulltail. It's in complete control. Just thing is though, when you're this far in front, you can't lose the concentration that much. That is again when mistakes happen. So you just need to keep going at that. I definitely think if Floodlines was able to be in Division 1, I think he would be among the point scorers. I definitely think he could do something in that division. Currently seems in early stages at the moment, in full control of this race and the championship. Very early days though. Obviously you still got Frantique there, and Gravedigger still picking up the points consistent. Of course, Master Krog, I think, will actually leap ahead of yourself, Ryan, and move into 4th place in the championship. So I have to fight back in Canada, my friend.
Looking forward to that, mate, honestly. It's going to be great to get to a track that you can actually drive around and overtake on.
Indeed. But the thing at Canada is going to be track limits, isn't it?
That's
right.
It's a track limit.
I'm not saying that. Oh, there's no floodlights. Oh. That's all I said about loss of concentration. Don't. Goodness me. Right. Lions. Careful, man. Well, there's me saying about loss of concentration. If you lose it just a split second, it could end. And he is very, very lucky because he clouted the wall at the end of the tunnel, the chicane, keeps the lead, obviously. That is very, very lucky. Blimey. Yeah, so we were saying about Canada as I nearly had a heart-stopping moment there. Yeah, it's yeah, track limits and penalties are going to be the one interesting thing, and also the walls. The walls are very close in that track, so might not be as bad as Monaco, but still might see a list of retirements at the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, Monaco is one of them tracks where, not Monaco, Canada is one of them tracks where, like, there's plenty of runoff on a lot of turns, but the corners that catch you out really catch you out and can cost you your position in the race massively. And, like, it's not a track for the faint-hearted, so to say.
Indeed. The floodlines after that, well, there'll be a heart-stopping moment for him as well, as much as me. Just needs to keep it there. Still not home and dry just yet, so another 6 laps to go in this race. We're coming to the end of it, thank goodness for my voice. My voice is getting a bit dry. My throat is anyway. It's been a...
I'm looking forward to the end of it so I can go on FIFA, so not gonna lie.
Yes, indeed.
It's just been a night to forget.
Ryan broke clubs? We can gather a few people together?
Yeah, it depends on who's on and who's around to do some, but yeah, I'm definitely down for some.
Definitely might need some.
If
Definitely
anyone
a few
in the
drivers.
you want to do some pro clubs, message IGT Skyline and I'll try and get into my club.
Yeah, there's
do
only
some
one
pro
viewer at
clubs
the
after
moment, I don't know
this
who
race.
it is. You could go onto the Twitch thing, Ryan, and find the stream actually and see who's on there. There might have been a few chat questions, I can't see it.
Well, the problem is, even if I go onto it now, I won't be able to see any previous comments, I'll only show the ones from when I joined onwards.
Alright, fair enough. Right, so, is there any battles on Drought Bulltail second? Mastercock third? No, everyone seems to be split out. Frantiques still in fourth, still solid. Good points. Manny GB actually is stuck behind Bulltail, it seems. Bulltail seems to be struggling with tyre wear towards the end of this race. Manny's actually only 3 seconds behind Gravedigger, but the unfortunate thing for Manny is he can't really overtake because Bulltail's a lap in front. I mean, he has to pass and then get the gap, so Manny GP is stuck, and as he's actually hit the wall. He seems to be okay. No damage again. Some hits into the wall. I've expected damage and it hasn't occurred. And it's weird. So Manny still around in 6th, Join in 7th.
I haven't been paying attention to the race for a little while, but I'm spectating Master Frog, and all I heard from this car is power sliding around corners.
Yeah, definitely an interesting sound coming from this cars now. Back in the day when you actually had to have ear defenders when one drove past, I don't think you need them anymore.
What, the little lawnmower engines?
Yeah, and all that. Obviously, as Fast Part Time has mentioned, you got the F1 division tomorrow. I'm actually surprised and almost impressed that there's 7 drivers left. Not many have actually crashed out, to be fair. Actually, no.
Did you expect more?
I did kind of expect less than 5. I'm not gonna lie. I did expect less than 5, but thing is with Monaco, I know you don't normally practice, and neither do I, to be fair. But things with Monaco, most people do because people expect it. People expect it to be, you know, dangerous and all that. You want to get into the mindset of Monaco and how close the walls can be. So people do practice this, and maybe that is the case. Quite a few people were on time trial and Grand Prix mode before this race started. That's a nice little camera angle in the sky as we watch Floodlines still in control of this race. Yeah, quite a few people practiced for this race before we set up the lobby, and maybe that's just what it is, you know. They get used to the track and practice before start, and that's the reason why we don't have many people retiring. So as we carry on now.
Do that, people are just like, wait, Monaco, I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna drive slow. I crashed anyway. Shit.
Well, that's the thing though, I don't think driving slow, unless you're used to driving slow. I don't think driving slow...
Hobo proved that, didn't he? That he can drive slow. But I just think he just gave up on the race.
Yeah, potentially. Or maybe disconnected. But the thing for me is if I drive at like half the speed I normally would, then I'm not used to it. You need to get into the rhythm of either... You need to sort of stick at a speed, basically. That's the only thing I can... That's the only advice really I can have for this track is get into a rhythm, stay into it, and go from there. I mean, obviously, if there were safety cars involved, then it's difficult to get back into the rhythm.
It's really good advice. Don't drive it. Yeah.
Oh, Greg's here. Didn't want to know that you did. Okay, good. Well, so we are, just a little update, Craig, we had, actually an update for everyone actually. We've had an interesting race, Bulltail passing Master Krog completely around the outside, sorry Craig, into the first corner. So Master Krog lost the pole, and then an unfortunate incident between Master Krog and Bulltail led to Krog's early pit stop. Bulltail, no. Let me finish. You'll get to that. Oh God's sake. But Bulltail didn't obviously come out unscathed, and a little bit of defensive driving, which a few drivers are a bit miffed about, to say the least. So there's that. We have to discuss over that later. But that left Frontline's in the lead, and ever since then he has controlled the race. Apart from a scary moment outside the tunnel in the first chicane where he passed the wall and spun round. But he from there has controlled the race. Second place is Bulltail. Obviously he's been up and down in this. He's only made one stop actually, struggling with his tyres towards the end. He's in second. Master Krog is in third place, and so he's still on course for podium despite making three pit stops.
Yes.
Despite making 3 pit stops. Frantic from the back of the grid, because he didn't set a lap in qualifying, is in 4th place, a minute 7 behind the leader. Gravedigger actually had a coming together with Frantic at the hairpin of all places.
Wow.
And he unfortunately dropped to 5th after he was in the battle of the lead. Matt GB 6th and Joran is 7th. That's all we have left.
And how many started?
14.
That's not too bad. That's only
It's
half
not
the
too
field.
bad. It's not too bad. I did expect less than that, to be honest. That's not anything against the drivers. They're just that's what the track is like. But they have impressed me.
Well,
Although
we'll probably be
Floodlines-
less in our league tomorrow then.
Yes, indeed, because we are very passionate and trying to win. But Floodlines still has a few more corners to go. It's still not over yet. It's still got to cross the line. But this is a very big statement of intent. Obviously, he came into this race with a 7-point championship lead over Frantic. But he has commanded the streets, made them his own, and he has finished. And there goes the fireworks. Brilliant stuff for Floodlines. Gets the win. I believe that is his 3rd win, and he's finished every race on the podium. So fantastic stuff for him. Bulltail, well, else maybe understood at the end of this race with the stewards, but still, you cannot deny 1 stop into 2nd place. And in fact, actually, he was being called by Master Krog completely unawares by me towards the final lap, but he gets through 2nd. And Krog actually gets 2nd. Bulltail's dropped to 3rd. Okay. Maybe Bulltail had a penalty, but Krog does actually pick up 2nd. That could be quite interesting. Frantic, meantime, as I said, started from the back of the grid, worked his way through the field. Drivers made mistakes. We had an interesting moment of HRG, which you've got to watch on the stream, Craig. It's absolutely epic, the way he crashed. But the fireworks are still going off amazingly, and Frantic, I think he's just relieved to finish in 4th place. And he's actually the last person on the lead lap, so there you go. That is the Monaco Grand Prix. Quite a few people, I'm sure, will be very happy that that is finished. And big question is, do we have the podium where it should be? I can't seem to tell at the moment. Fireworks are still going off apparently, I think, but floodlines, there we go. Very exuberant celebration. Yeah, I believe that is, although that actually isn't a barrier. They just sort of sprayed the champagne with all the mechanics and the fans on the streets. No, that's not the correct podium, never mind. But there you go, there's the top 3. Floodlines in 1st place, as the fireworks still going off. Yay. Frantic actually had 15 seconds of penalty, so did Gravedigger. So Boltel did have a penalty of 6 seconds. Mastercrook did not, very impressively, the only person that didn't. So he did get 2nd place, despite making 4 pit stops. I think he only made 3. Anyway, Floodlines lead, Floodlines wins. So for Mastercrook 2nd, Boltel 3rd, Frantic 4th, Gravedigger 5th, Maddie 6th, and Joran gets 7th place. Retirements: Hobo, Skyline, Bossman, Part-Time, Bart, and HLG. As my voice may take some time to recover.
And his voice slowly disappears into the darkness of Monaco.
Right, let's invite the Zen people to party so we can have their words. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to breathe a sigh of relief after all that. But we'll get them into the party indeed and talk about their race.
This could be interesting.
Evening. Okay, please put a tick next to your name and remember to be civil as always. No swearing please if you can avoid it. And
Oh fuck.
we'll never mind. But as I said, yes, please be civil, please put a tick next to your name in the box. And let's get on with this. And as a reminder, if I ask a question, we will speak of any issues and incidents after this stream has finished. So please leave them to yourselves. Right, so first of all, we go to Floodlines. I said at the end of that race, you're in a early command, or not sort of command, an early lead in the championship. But you definitely seem to command the streets of Monaco after you got the space and you just cast yourself into the distance, and that is yet another race you finished on the podium, so consistency is good as well. But you must be very happy with that win for yourself, Floodlines.
Yeah, very happy, you know. Like you said, consistency as always. Big help from Krog and Butel clashing though, to be fair. Otherwise, I don't think I'll win that race. But when I got in the lead, you know, you can't overtake in Monaco. I'll just cruise from there.
Indeed, certainly. Obviously, it ended up being a dry race, unfortunately for myself. But obviously, you're probably relieved to see that. Obviously, as I said, you, I believe, extended the championship lead over Frantic, your closest rival. Do you expect to be fighting with him for the remainder of the season?
What with Frantic?
Yes.
Not just Frantic, you know, you still got Krog, still got Gravedigger,
Yes,
Butel.
yes, obviously, yes.
So, no, it's still early days. It's only, what, 4 or 5 races gone.
Yes,
I ain't gonna
indeed.
get
5
carried
races
away,
gone.
so... Anything
Yes,
can happen
indeed,
still.
Yes, as I say, consistency has been your thing this so far this season. Let's hope you can keep it up. But well done on your win.
Cheers.
And take a breather now. But we're
Yeah,
going to
my hands are high.
right. So now we go into second place. Master Krog. Obviously, Craig Center is very happy about that. But But Krog, you got the pole position with a very fantastic lap, actually, 11.2, which would actually put yourself in with the front runners in F1 tomorrow if you race that. But you took the pole, but you lost the pole.
I don't think I can physically take it.
Yeah. But obviously you lost the pole to Bulltail with a very fantastic move around the outside, I might add.
He had a stellar start.
Yeah, great start. But apart from that, you obviously kept with him, and then an unfortunate incident came between you two, which I missed, but someone did catch. But obviously we'll discuss about that. But apart from that race, 4 pit stops, so he eventually made it across the line. But second place after all that, you got to be quite happy. 18 points.
Yeah, well chuffed with that. I mean, pole, quickest lap, and second place. It's not quite what I was hoping.
That'll be 20 points actually. Yeah.
Today, yeah, I recorded the incident. Haven't watched it back, so I'm not going to talk about it yet because I don't want to talk about it and it not be accurate. But yeah, close battle. I'm just annoyed I lost a bit of my front wing. Yeah, after that, and I had to make that the 3rd pit stop, which then didn't replace my wing. Again, same as in Melbourne. But I reckon I could have caught Floodlines because he had his time penalty early on, so I could have caught him and just stayed behind him. So it was a good race. Floodlines, as usual, up at the front. No, but it was a good recovery drive, and I'm happy with second. After the day that happened there.
Indeed. I mean, obviously those 20 points you got from obviously the fastest lap and the pole has actually moved you ahead of IGD Skyline into 4th place of the championship. So you're behind Gravedigger and the two early front runners of Floodlines and Frantique. So you're definitely in the championship battle. Still a long way to go.
Yeah, last week was just such a gutting race. To lead for most of it and then dip a wheel in the gravel and go around, and then that's that. But yeah, I was gutted after last week because that would have thrown me right into the mix. So
you are there. So
indeed, good race, everyone. Good race.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for that, Master Krog, in second place. So we now eventually go to 3rd place. Last but not least, Bulltail. Bulltail, as I said, amazing move on the first lap on Master Krog. And Master Krog's definitely appreciation of that. Got a great view on it. Took the lead. But obviously, again, as I said to Krog, we'll talk about your incident after the stream on our views on that. But obviously, you came through with the 1 stop to come through. You actually made a great move on a Gravedigger to get past him. That was an interesting battle between you and him. Can you give a few comments about that?
Was that like the only clean move? Clean overtake?
No, apart from your move on Krog, which had no contact, and then there were others as well.
Can I talk about the first lap, or was it the first or the second lap that we touched?
I think it was second lap, 2nd or 3rd.
Driving in that second sector is like you had no grip on your tires, so like half of throttle, and then I touched the railings, and it took a bit of my front wing off, and then he touched me. That's how I see it. Don't know, I haven't seen it back.
Yeah, we'll discuss that after.
I am really sorry about that. I know how annoying it is.
It happens. Don't worry.
I just got to say thank you for that.
Got such a good start, and then I ruined it.
Come on.
Then I've ruined it.
Send him the money on PayPal later.
Then I got stuck behind Gravedigger for about 10 laps, which was frustrating. And then
it's just the way Monaco is, though, isn't it? If you're behind someone, then you can't find a way through.
It was a good race. Yeah, look forward to watching it back.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well, my throat's dry anyway. That was actually quite. It's actually quite interesting. You three having a conversation. I don't think that happens in real life. People should people should take note, or the F1 should take note. They should have banter between each other about incidents rather than saying, "Oh, he hit me. Oh, we broke my front wing. Oh, I'm gonna hit him back next time." Yeah. But anyway, yes, congratulations on your third place. Again, I believe that actually keeps you with Master Krog, Skyline, and Gravedigger. So an interesting battle for third place group there. So
Thank you very much.
but obviously we have to move on from Monaco. Put it to one side, obviously. Yay, Canada.
I love Canada.
That's gonna be a good race.
That's going to be a stellar race.
Justin Bieber might be there, so tune in. He may be there.
No, he won't be. I'll ban him. Right. So so obviously we're going to talk about a little bit about Canada now, as we finish off. Seeing as Frantic, you're here. Obviously, you finished in 4th place in this after an up and down race, especially after qualifying. But talking about Canada, can you fight back against Floodlines and take a win from him?
Well, Canada's more of my better tracks for that, so I'm hoping for a better result. I'm just glad Monaco's over now.
I think.
Hey, we got Baku in 2 weeks.
Oh, Baku's fine. Baku's fine. Baku's fine. Baku
I like Baku
anyway. Oh, Baku's good. But anyway, yes, that will be next week in GP2, where hopefully, fingers crossed, me and Craig Senna will be seeing almost a brand new game, pretty much, with all the big name and everything else, and the spectator and all that. But before then, we still have one more race to go in Monaco, and that is the F1 division. I don't want to do it. No, I actually do. I do. I don't mean that. But yes, that will be the F1 division tomorrow night at 7 PM, where HRG and Fast Part-Time will take you through 39 laps of another Monaco Grand Prix. Then we can put it to one side for one season. Yes. But from now until then, and obviously for myself in GP2, we'll see you guys next time.